Alright, welcome back everybody. Kind of ended off on a tangent last time because I was not paying attention to where I actually cut the video. So anyway, yeah, back to that wall. Speed booster, still can't get it yet. And I have still been trying to think where this opens up, and I am still not sure. The Brinstar area of this hack is called the Nature Caves, which I'll give you one guess as to what its main color is. It's sort of bluish. So if you say blue, you're right. Maybe I'll get over that at some point, but I don't know. That's just... yeah. Blue. Everything. Everything is blue. Just going to overlay Eiffel 65 all over all of these videos. And get my channel permanently banned from YouTube for copyright infringement. So, maybe I won't do that. Actually, this door... Okay, yeah. So there we go. Defeat Bomb Trizo. Get bombs. This door. Mushrooms. It makes perfect sense. Oh, and blue waivers. I mean, seriously, why does... Maybe someone can explain this to me. Why does everything have to... Is there, like, some sort of special need for everything to be the same color? Same... I don't know. And yes, I could not wall jump off the mushroom, so... But yeah, why? I don't know. But there are speed boost blocks up there. There's sort of bouncy. You try running full speed across that, or something like that in real life, and you're not. It's interesting. Anyway. That item there we can't get till we have Shine Spark. Because there's an invisible wall of Shine Spark blocks. Speed boost blocks, I guess. Shine Spark blocks, yes. It's a new block type, Shine Spark. Shine... Bleh. How does one speech? I don't even know. And thankfully, another important thing to collect is a bunch of energy tanks. And thankfully there's this one right here. Give you one right out in the open. And again, I know I've said this before. It bears repeating though. I believe every hack should have that. An energy tank or two, another warp area door. I told you those things are everywhere. But every hack should have at least one energy tank. Probably 2 or 3 that are just out in the open. Easy to get. They really should. So, say hello to Blue. I haven't seen it in a while. We are in the Nature Caves, which is the Brinstar area, as you can tell by the tile sets and music, which weren't changed all that much. Something interesting about the Nature Caves is, like the original, you get Charge Beam and super missiles here. In fact, like the original, it's the same boss for super missiles. And like the original, you can skip the boss for super missiles, which I end up doing. I kind of just looking around and, oh, here's super missiles. That must be Spore Spawn over there. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So we get through all these wonderful pipes. Why they're there, it's like, oh, hey. I don't know what to do with this room. Let me put pipes. And look at this. It's not blue. I am shocked. Really, there are not words that can express how shocked I am. It's not blue. So, anyway, by going over here, I think this is actually takes me right to the super missiles. And the lettuce leaves, which are also not blue. Back to blue. Yes, this does take me right to super missiles. Can't go in the back way. But there you go. Not that difficult to find. You can just explore and get it on your own. And you can collect the super missiles. Skip Spore Spawn entirely. Which is kind of strange seeing how we're on planet Spore Spawn. But again, I'll get into theories about that much later. So yeah, I guess if you come up here, it's like the enemies could break these blocks and then you could get there. I guess maybe you could miss that if you come this other way. It's like, well, I can't seem to do anything with these, so whatever. Something else this hack does, besides crumble blocks, is those gates where you can't hit the switch, but it's kind of obvious. Like with the pipes and that, it's like, oh, there's another switch somewhere around here. So, and something with those that personally I find useful just from hacking the game is I know the trigger for that gate has to be in this room somewhere. So whenever you see something like that, do a thorough look through the room, because it's not going to be on the clear other side of the planet without some really fancy code and stuff. So that is something to keep in mind. It's an awfully big room. There's a thing there that is charge beam. We could get it now, however, I don't, because reasons. So I'm like, destroy this thing. What's this over here? Oh, it's a gate. It's like, I need wave beam for this, because this one there are no obvious pipes saying, oh hey, there's a trigger. And the trigger, in fact, isn't really that obvious. So I almost convinced myself they were fake spikes, but I can only take one hit from spikes and I didn't feel like dying. So I was like, must need wave beam. Of course, at the time I didn't know this was charged, but that's where it's at. The trigger is in that room somewhere. Oh, something else I should mention. The item pickups, the values have been changed. They've been increased, which is really, really nice. And for this hack, pretty much necessary. For things we discover later. So again, another warp door. This trap pit of death. It's got some of those life-sucky leech things down there. It's very cruel. And the music changes, and this room. Okay, so for the longest time, actually, why didn't I just glitch the gate? I really should have. It would have saved me so much time. Yeah, I mean, if you glitch the gate, you're not going to get stuck and you'll get a useful item. An item I wish I had way sooner, which I didn't because I didn't glitch the gate right then. So if you're curious, that is where high jump is located. So yeah, we got super missiles. Charge beam is right here. We can collect it. It's not difficult to collect it, really. And those are real spikes, which I test out 3 times. And a spike would still kill me, but it will. Yeah, we can get 3 big upgrades, like right here, right now. 2 of them legitimately, and 1 of them through glitching a gate. It's not that bad. So here, this room is kind of strange. It's got water, obviously. So if you fall down here without gravity on this end that I'm headed toward, you have to go back to the left, but over there you can go up and around and get up top anyway, so why is the water here? It's just a mild inconvenience and annoying, so I could see why you would want that in your hack. Okay, well, I guess you can do this, yes. This is obviously not intended. However, I do enjoy me some energy tanks. And energy tanks are useful, so it was totally worth it. Which refilled my health anyway, so it's like, at least that first time, didn't really cost me anything. And, of course, back into lovely blue Prince Star. Blue pumpkins. I'm surprised these lettuce leaves didn't change color. It's like, my goodness, what in the world? I don't even want to, yeah, why? Why? Why is it so blue? It almost hurts me physically. So yes, with this, it's basically a big giant circle back up top. But we can get in there and get the item, which I believe is another missile pack. Now, throughout this whole game, I only found 4 super missile packs. And I definitely wanted all of them. So, I don't know how... I know I didn't collect everything, that's sure. I missed... or just didn't bother collecting quite a bit. But that lack of super missiles was... and I was doing a very, very good job jumping and morphing there. But the lack of super missiles could be a big issue later with the bosses and such. So yeah, this is basically go through these cramped quarters and eventually you'll collect item. Pretty straightforward. At least there's a hint. It's like, oh, bomb this spot. And for that, we get more missiles. It seems like we're collecting a lot of missiles now. That really slows down. In the not too distant future, item collecting doesn't stay up at this pace for much longer. Because right now, obviously, we got the supers. We could have got a couple other new items. Got these. I'm headed toward, very shortly, another major upgrade. And with this map, those yellow squares with the dots on them, I don't know if those are connected to the items. It's like saying, hey, you haven't collected this yet. I don't know if that's why it's that color. I think it is, but I cannot say 100% certainly that that's the case. It may just be this is a different colored map square because, yeah, why not? And surprise dragons. Because everybody likes surprise dragons. Just pop out and say hi. And we are getting to a slightly more greenish blue, but still blue because we can't go without blue. In fact, that might be the single most annoying thing about this hack is everything is blue. So I think with this hack you can do a lot of things, I guess you would say, out of order. I've told you could actually finish the hack really fast. You could skip a whole bunch. I don't know how, but I guess there's a way to get to the end game really quick. But I'm not sure how you would do that. But apparently it exists, and I'm not sure there is a particular order you're supposed to defeat the bosses in. I think they might just be there's like, hey, I'm a boss and I'm here. You just run into it. Well, I guess Crane and Vantoon I'm not sure about. If there's any particular order between those two. Or if it's just, hey. In fact, I think you are supposed to do Vantoon first. Because the item you get after him and the item you get after Kraid. But I don't necessarily think you have to. I don't know, I'd have to think about this a little more. Be more familiar with this hack. Be a little more familiar with this hack than I probably really want to. Because while this hack is interesting, it still has issues. I don't know, maybe now that I've actually beat it, might be interesting to go back, revisit it. Check some more things out, explore. I mean, I would say, even though, like I said in the first video, without a guide of sorts, this hack could be really disastrous. Despite that, I still think this hack is worth at least one playthrough, just for the interesting stuff. This isn't one where I would say, just, there's nothing really redeeming about it, you can skip it entirely, you're not missing anything. I think you should play through it, but I don't know, I guess it depends on how you like some of the stuff coming up that a lot of the hack is based on. And also nice energy tank, again, out in the open. I'm going to make a note of this again here. I've now got 3 energy tanks out in the open in this hack. Those are my first 3 energy tanks. Just exploring around, I didn't have to shoot any obscure ceiling or anything. They were just there. I collected them. One of them I jumped across spikes for, but still, out in the open. And even then, at the end of the hack, and later on, I was still coming close to dying. Just because you're giving a player energy tanks does not mean it's going to make the hack easy. You can give them the energy tanks, give them a means of survival early on, so that they can make some mistakes, whatever, go jumping across spikes, whatever. Be like, okay, I can do this. And it gives them a reason to keep playing, because it's like, oh, I'm not just going to get murdered outright because I can't find any energy tanks. There is absolutely nothing wrong with giving players energy tanks. Especially early on. So just keep that in mind. Just, your hack could still be difficult later on. So this elevator here actually takes you back up to the warp zone. I was sort of on a mission for this blue stuff. Okay, here's a nice super door. And I think it's this room. Okay, it's either this room or the next room. Whenever you see these yapping moths, those are not yapping moths, the same as eaters, the nom-nom plants. Whenever you see those, okay, it is this room. They are like the most suspicious, deadly things ever. It's like, I kind of want to check, see if those are fake. Because it's like, that's like the best hiding spot for something. And I don't know what I was doing there. It's like, I just want to bomb here for no reason. So, I decide, take a look, see if anything seems fake. Is like, oh, well, this one's real. And thankfully these plants did not absolutely murder me, but the one right under the platform is fake. And you can get Spazer Beam down here. So again, like, this is a very hidden spot, because you're asking the player to explore something that damages them under every other circumstance. Which it was done in the original game. That is true. But that's still asking a lot of the player. And it's the one that's the most inaccessible to get to. So, but I am okay with that, because this item is optional. Getting it helps. It's useful for getting it, especially this early. But it's not too terrible. Like, these plants did not absolutely destroy me. They did not take an energy tank off for falling in the wrong one or something like that. So hiding an item like that, it's okay. Now, if that were a missile tank, I would not share the same opinion. Missile tank, nowhere near the value as Spazer Beam. And this is actually where I stopped and reset my SMV file, so I am going to hold true to that. So thanks for watching. We'll pick it back up at part 3, where I continue to be lost in Escape 2. So we'll see you for that.